Good morning, movie review roundtable watchers. Today's movie is Pirates of the Caribbean.
I'm so excited, it's gonna be amazing, it's gonna be incredible.
I liked the first couple. I think the third one was not so good, but I'm hoping this one redeems it.
How compelling could a saga reboot be after the series was wrapped up just a few years ago?
I am so excited. I saw the first one in theaters maybe 4 times. I don't remember the second and third ones very well because they kind of meshed together in my head, but I really don't care because I'm your typical Captain Jack fan.
Here's the deal. I have loved all 3 pirate movies. Even the second one that everybody thought was stupid, I thought the whole thing with the wheel was brilliant, okay? A fan, big fan. But I watched these trailers and I'm not really impressed with what they're showing me, and there's no gore Verbinski. If you don't have gore, what do you really got? Okay, you've got Captain Jack, which is awesome.
I thought it was fun. A little bit predictable, but fun.
D is for dreadful.
Oh!
Best pirates ever?
I loved it. I don't know the best parts ever, but I really liked it.
I kind of have to wait till we discuss because part of me was like, I'd have to pee and then I didn't want to go, but then I was like, I'll just go. And I usually don't feel that way during Pirates, so I'm torn. I mean, and I felt like there was, you know what it was? I wanted more Captain Jack antics, and I think what they did with this one was give you a real Pirates movie with lots of action and lots of sword fighting. And
I loved about it though is because it didn't have the kids element to it. Like it was a Captain Jack, which I loved and I've been waiting for forever. And you didn't have the weird like Keira Knightley, Orlando Bloom thing, and I liked them, but their plot line was getting weird. And you had this amazing adult pirate movies with sexual innuendos and amazing sword fighting, and I loved it. And he had a love interest for the first time.
I thought the relationship between them was really good. The chemistry between Penelope Cruz and Tanya.
I thought that was the weakest part. I did not.
That too. I thought that they looked great together. I thought like I totally would feel it. I wanted to feel it, and it was almost like they were like not brother and sister. There was more like chemistry than that, but just like it didn't light me up in any way.
But I think Captain Jack is that way though. Like it would be weird to see
It should
him.
still be hot. It should be hot, and I should like want
I
to like
think it was
that,
in
and it
their own way because it was kind of like his female match.
I feel like
You know,
that.
I
I feel like
can't-
it would have been. At least for me, I feel like that actually would have made it even more so. More like Mask of Zorro, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Banderas style, where they like play off each other, and it's like they match wit.
I was walking out of the theater thinking, I really love Keira Knightley's character. Elizabeth Swann was one of my favorite characters, and I went in thinking, fuck you, Penelope Cruz, okay? You're not gonna measure up. But I actually really liked her. I liked her a lot. Like, I liked watching her. But I agree with you. I do not think that they had a chemistry that I believe that they ever had any love. I actually was thinking during it that him and Kira's chemistry was better.
Yes. In the first movie, there was more chemistry. That one scene where he's like got her by the throat at the beginning of the first movie, there was more chemistry between them.
Poor Malia's face.
No, it's true because his and Kira's chemistry was so sexy, and you're just like, I want them to go for it.
She was Orlando. She does not deserve Johnny.
But it was tempting, and that's why it was fun. We were like, come on, don't you really want to like just try it out?
I think he just wanted to have sex with her. It wasn't. Whereas Penelope Cruz's character, he wanted to. You know, he kind of felt something for her.
He's like, I have stirring.
Yeah.
Like, I loved it, and that's what I mean. Like,
That
I
was
think
a good line.
you can't, for Captain Jack's character, he would never be the big romantic love interest. Like, this is him pushing it away. Like, the fact that they meet, you introduce her character while she's imitating him, I think was amazing.
That was a brilliant
Great.
scene.
And that was a great fight scene to have them dress up as each other, but I didn't really believe that they ever loved each other.
I agree.
And I think it needs to be mentioned because with every Pirates movie, Captain Jack is always, his introduction is like, you know, a ridiculous, awesome thing. I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, that was fun. It was fun. Just I thought they probably would just have him walk out, and I was glad that they kind of, had the guy in the room, like all tied up like that. I thought it was fun.
I don't have anything bad to say about this one. Like the third one, it was weird with the whole marriage on the ship was weird, and then I hate sea life. So the second one, when the cursed crew,
Oh, I know, it's so gross.
was the worst moment of my life. But I sat through it because it was a Johnny movie. But this one was just like you saw like old English brilliance, and there was carriages and swords and beautiful coats.
I mean, the best thing about this movie is that miraculously Johnny Depp has not aged a day since the first one. He looks so good. He looks so good.
It helps that everybody else in the movie is disgusting except for him and Penelope Cruz, but he was hot.
The mermaid was pretty.
She was gorgeous. I like the casting choice for her.
I was jealous.
And I liked what they did with the mermaids. They were untraditional.
No. Okay. Why? Why the vampire aspect? Why?
Because, weren't they?
Okay, it was like, I'm beautiful, and then, no, vampire.
To be, because, and then I just think it worked because
I thought it was funny.
I'm going to defend everything to the teeth. This needs to be noted.
This is why she's here today.
Because you can't just have, oh, beautiful mermaids, because there has to be the danger element. Otherwise, getting a
But
mermaid's
why
tear.
the vampire?
What else would you want? Like fins or something to come out like
Something original.
I mean, how else are they gonna kill? They don't have any hands.
They have hands.
Remember
They don't have feet.
Okay, they don't have claws. Okay, but they don't have anything else to kill with, really.
They could have had scarier, crazier mouths.
Okay, maybe like.
Then they would be too ugly. We still want them to be hot and beautiful.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I totally caught that there could have been like more than one thing, like 5,
Right.
not just like
double
Like
rows
make
of teeth
them
like
crazy,
sharks.
scary looking if you're gonna.
My favorite aspect of the movie was how, when they get to, what is it? The guy, the chalices. What was his name?
Oh.
Yes. How it was the recreation of the Pirates ride? You know, when you're going through, it's the exact. Even the chandelier was the same. Everything was the same.
I
Like,
just love that he
yes.
turned to him. Like the skull was like, look at him. He pulls the map over a little bit and he goes. It's like,
I
put
love
down
when
the
there's
map.
the direct nods to the ride.
Yeah.
Since that's what it's originated from, you know? Like Tortuga, when you have like the people going around in a circle that you know, like, okay, well, those are the real life characters of the, you know, mannequins that we're seeing on the ride. Oh, it was amazing. It was so good. It was, I loved every moment. I went to get
One
the
thing
fits.
I wish they had more of though was the comedy. There was a lot more comedy I felt like in the other 2 movies. This
agree.
one, it was kind of missing. There was a little bit here and there. I laughed.
One of my biggest problems again was that I didn't feel we had enough Captain Jack. Like in the first movie, I didn't even want to go see it. I was dragged there, and then Captain Jack right away had me laughing, and I was like, oh my god, this is weird and quirky.
In like almost every scene of this film, which has never been done in a Pirates, I wonder if they were scared it would get too much to have antic after antic.
I think they were worried that we would kind of OD on him since he was always sort of a side character, and so they kind of cut down on the Captain Jack mannerisms and catchphrases. But I think we could handle an entire movie of it, definitely.
But Johnny was still able to bring that funny, I think. Even when things weren't directly funny, I thought everything he said was still at least entertaining.
Let him run with it as much as he did in
I
some of
also
the
feel
other
like
ones.
Barbosa was a funny character in some of the movies too. Like he had some funny moments in the other couple
Right.
movies, and this one he was.
Oh, well, I mean, I just feel like I'm totally over Barbosa. The movie didn't even start until halfway through for me, until we got to meet Blackbeard. That was when I really got engaged. And with like Jack, who I used to love, again, the first movie, I wasn't interested, totally enjoyed it. And with this one at the beginning where he's like tied to the chair and is going for the pastry, I felt like they Homer Simpsonified him to a bit. Like where I didn't like that part
But
of
it was so great when he got the pastry in the end. Come on,
Yeah,
you
but
know
no,
you
no.
love that.
But like him, like going for the wine that's coming out of the barrel, that makes sense. Going for rum in the leg, but I'm like, he's going for a pastry.
I actually think though, of maybe, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, of all the Pirates movies, I felt like this one really showed us how he does these crazy escapes, which was really fun to see them show. I'm like, that makes sense now. That's how he always gets away.
A lot of action. Could it have had a little bit more humor and a little bit more Captain Jack? I think so.
Hollywood. We have all the technology in the world. Why am I watching a movie where I can still see that you composited? Come on! Come on! You are killing me. You are taking me out of these great moments.
It looked great, and I was glad that we saw it in the IMAX 3D, and it really did add something, but it did give me a little bit of a headache, and so I wish that would go away, but it's still so
much. I always get headaches at these things, and this one didn't bother me.
Yeah.
I didn't get a headache, I just feel like it didn't enhance my experience that much.
I You know what I felt it? I felt it when the hat came flying at you. There was one point where the hat like kind of just through the screen.
A couple of times.
Yeah.
You know when I felt it? When Blackbeard was getting sucked up by the Fountain of Youth and his skeleton while his flesh was being ripped off.
God, he was being
Turned into a meat smoothie.
awesome. It was awesome.
How do we feel about the ending? I mean, you feel like it was a big...
It was so predictable because he even said to her from the beginning, "You couldn't kill someone." So I mean, it was pretty predictable.
It was set up to make a fifth so I can be in it.
Thank God.
There you go.
That's all I have to say.
I mean, it felt epic to me.
It felt amazing to me. It was so nice.
I'd say definitely watch it in theaters because it was bigger scope, but I don't think it was anything original. You know, it was a fun movie. It's definitely seen in theaters. It's a fun movie. You won't be disappointed. A little predictable, but fun.
I think this is really just a movie for Pirates fans. I think you know if you want to see it, and you probably already saw it last night or are already going this weekend if you're interested.
Pretty sure it was like my favorite Pirates ever, and I'm probably gonna go see it in the movie theater again, and you should too.
I loved it. I think if you like Pirates movies or you just think Johnny Depp is sexy, then you should definitely see it.
Let's face it, if you're a Pirates fan, your ass is in the seat, okay? If you're not a Pirates fan, but you're an action flick fan, you might enjoy it as well. Because I didn't get the humor I wanted. So you might like this. Bang 'em up.